order to start with the class right now, I was expecting all of you to start logging in so we can actually start. But now that not all of you have signed in, I have to start the class at this time. So the first class is start with all of you. We gotta just start talking about the birth of philosophy. How it started, when it started. Right? So let's start with the first one in this case. When one of the things that we gotta keep in mind before going any further is that you have to take notes of most information that I have over here, so you can have all the notes and you can actually do the work that is posted on the website. Okay. So to start with this, we have third of philosophy, and in the first presentation, the first line, I only have like three words because this is something that you gotta take note. So when the birth of philosophy, when it started like 600 before Christ in Asia Minor, right? Where? Told you? Greece. Why? Well, one of the things that I want to share with all of you is that because they were not as bound by tradition as city-states on mainland Greece. One of them. So the second one comes like because they were also constantly in touch with the ancient science and speculation of the Middle East. They were, in short, more open to intellectual innovation and speculation than counterparts on the mainland. In order to continue with this, we're going to just talk about some very important, in this case, philosopher in that time. One of those is Thales of Miletus, who actually was born in 605 before Christ. He became a well-known astronomer and correctly predicted a solar eclipse. He also developed theories about size and orbits of the sun and moon to learn geometry and engineering, very important details about Thales of Miletus. Another part that is very good about to know about this Thales of Miletus is also that he divided all matter in the universe into two categories. One is material object, and the other one is animated spirits. In the material object, we can say that it has its start or the origin in water. In animated spirit or animated objects, in this case, uh, going a little bit further, it has the ability to move on their own. That's the belief. But obviously, we all know that this theory was wrong. But it is nonetheless, it's something important, which actually was one of the uh, best ideas that actually in that time we have about the universe. One important fact about this is that we saw the universe as tangible, finite, and knowable, not as a mysterious or nebulous entity that only the gods could understand. In this case, one of the things that we could actually bring into this era, if we just take in consideration King or Christ, he had this new knowledge or he had these new ideals of hey, actually the universe is not only for gods, but it's also for everybody, and everybody has the chance to talk about it or to know a little bit more, well, in this slide, I just decided to put something about the about opening doors. I just put this title because of the following facts that I just found about. So he asserted that the universe could be by man. One of the things that I just told you in the previous slide, which in the previous slide was actually mentioning about that he gave the chance or the opportunity to people in that time to know a little bit more about the universe. And some books refers to this about him that he was actually crazy, he was actually insane. Rejected in this case. In this case, he rejected theological and mythological interpretations of the universe and instead sought rational explanation. So, Open Door for a whole new series of questions once the age-old obstacle of relying on the gods for all answers have been overcome. And at this point, I have to stay a little bit because one of the things, one of the facts that we have to take in consideration is that he just brought into that era, into that time, a lot of new concepts about the universe. For sure, in that time, he was totally rejected because of these ideas. So, one of the questions that he actually brought into that time was, what is a man and what is the best society for a man? Very interesting question, this one. Second, what is truth and how can one recognize it? Interesting second question. And the last one, what is virtue and how can one acquire it? So in the surface, uh, talking a little bit about Greece, which quickly commercialized the spirit of intellectual liberation. Interesting thing. Men trained in philosophy set themselves up as teachers of various fields. The basic premise was that men were capable of self-improvement through education, and education would make men more successful. These these kind of thoughts that they had in that time was that everybody was allowed to be educated or self-educated in order to know a little bit more about the universe and as persons, as people, as human beings to know a little bit more about. He offered idea of human progress through one's own efforts. Became very popular and were concentrated in when we talk about more simplest arguments, we gotta just talk about also rhetoric. Aristotle himself is taught rhetoric because people become the most humble man in the street to speak in the assembly and love and find their opponents. And with all the financial benefits of that, they live in first. Also, we offer, we offer to people how to win and regardless of the side. To argue that no truth is universal in fact. Good and evil, fraud, truth, and falsehood all matters of individual judgment. There will no universal truth. That is a little bit of a good one. That is helpful. And if you pay attention to this detail, you can know that in this case we just find that this is like the beginning from the Commonwealth of man. So more scientific arguments. Scientists also attacks the traditional religious and moral values of Athenian society. Some argue that religion was used, and others asserted that religion should keep these ideas in mind. Even argue that the law did not come from the gods, nor were they based on the universal standard of justice and good. They argue as well, or he argues as well, that the law was something where they most powerful citizens for their own benefits. It had dangerous implications. Law did not need to be obeyed since it rested on no higher principle than disruptive of community life because it suppressed the selfish interest of the individual over the general welfare of the city. These arguments of the sophists were very powerful in that time, and they were persecuted because of these thoughts. But imagine nowadays we have the same situation if you compare it at time with now. So in this point, we just finished. These ideas are very important and obviously very good in order to develop a better class, in order to have better grades in the classroom. So I do really encourage you to just be alive. So in this point, let's continue working on this. Any comments or suggestions, please visit the website www.welcomelearning.com. Go to students tab and then go to contact and send me any comments that you have. All right, and please, as you can see in the website, you have some things that you have to develop. One of the things that you have to develop in this case is with the homework. You must. you must write a report of all the topics given here, and participation in this online class counts. But I know that not all of you are connected, so that means that participation will not be counted for this time. So for the next class that we will have in the school, you're going to have to make a very big participation in this case as prepared. So being said that, I just want to say thank you for the ones who were here, the ones who were in this case interested in this art. So thank you very much.